afternoon, everyone. This is RAND, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, July 14, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Ask yourself the question, which many of us don't: how deeply do you trust this universe? I know a lot of people will look at it and say, what are you talking about? It's not a sentient being, it's just space filled with planetary systems, galaxies, and all sorts of stuff. It's not a being. And this is where the ego mind comes in and says this. So most people just kind of blow it off. But it is a pure consciousness. And it knows what it's doing. It is divinely intelligent and vastly creative. Now, let's just say that the future was 100% perfect, exactly as it showed up, and there was nothing you could do about it. How would that set? Let's say that you could see the bigger picture of the next 100 years of your life and know that there was absolutely nothing you needed to change for it to learn what your soul came here to learn. How would it feel that you could surrender to trusting the future all the time? Now, it's up to each one of us to decide, to choose, to let go and experience trust for ourselves and this divine cosmic play called life. And when we let go and trust what is and what will be, magical things begin to happen. This universe will start answering your every request because you are in alignment with what is, instead of trying to change, control, or conquer what is destined to be. We know that our mind is too small of a container to understand how everything is predestined. And yet we have the free will to change our imminent future. Now some say, oh no, we don't have free will. I beg to differ. Future is not set in stone. We know that. You know? And even our destiny is not set in stone. Now, a lot of people think, oh, it's all laid out for you, you just don't know it, and you're just going to go through the hoops of it. See, we are unique in a lot of ways as the gods in these bodies with the abilities that we're made up of. And now, most of us aren't there yet. But once you get a taste of it, you start to realize where the true journey lies. There will come a time when all of us will recognize and embrace the power within us to instantly and effortlessly materialize any desired outcome into the physical world. Now, keywords here are always, instantly, and effortless. Now, your ego mind's going to say, oh, yeah, right, okay, sure. And your program is going to kick in. No way, Jose. If any efforting or new training were required to become a natural manifester, it would be supernatural and would just be another experience in this life that would come and go. The truth is that as long as we have a body and mind, we have the power to manifest anything into the physical world. And I mean anything. Now you can understand why we're taking these steps, choosing to take these steps. None of us would be involved with this meditation if we weren't ready to take those steps, period. Wouldn't be here. Wouldn't listen to it. Wouldn't participate. We were not meant to suffer. We weren't. Does that make any sense? Well, then some would say, well, it's because you can appreciate from suffering and joy, pain, sorrow, and anguish, happiness, bliss, and peace. Sure. How many lifetimes do we need to do that? Really, hey, ask yourself, how many lifetimes do I really need to do that? I've done all that. Okay? And you will rediscover your memory of all those lifetimes. For some, that's going to be really scary. Unfortunately, that's the ego mind again. This is why we're going through these steps, to be aware. So that a lot of these things that will hit the majority of us won't hit us. That's why we're doing this. There is no need for another moment of suffering to occur for us to realize this deeper truth inside. Who we really are is beyond the physical world, which is what enables us. See, out of this body we don't manifest. We don't need to. It's a whole different experience out of the body when we are the true, pure consciousness gods that we are. But when we come into the body, this is when we are super manifestors. Now, we come from the unmanifest, that is pure, unlimited divine potentiality. We are naturally a soul permanently and forever. For eternity, this spiritual essence is the core truth of who and what we always will be and are. There is nothing we can do to change this, nor anything we can do to turn off the natural manifesting powers that come with this body and mind we are inhabiting. Experiencing ourselves as natural manifestors, natural manifesting beings in our everyday world can be easier and more enjoyable than any of us think. In fact, each moment is another direct doorway to exploring the divine understanding within all of us and all around us. What could be more enjoyable than that? This inner and outer exploration of the divine is what makes our entire journey on this earth worthwhile and will provide more evolutionary progress for our soul than anything else we could or should be doing here. And the complete comprehension to manifesting what we really want in this life comes from shifting into this higher spiritual frequency of thinking and consciousness. When we are vibrating with joy, enthusiasm, love, and trust, we will automatically attract things, situations, and people that resonate at this higher frequency. High vibrations attract even higher vibrations, and so on. Wherever our attention goes is where energy flows. We direct the energy. Most of us don't even know that. because of our programming. We have no clue that we actually direct the energy. That's why wherever you look, particles appear, right? You look away, the particles disappear. And you see all the dogma that's been hanging on us, and you sit, compiling and growing for lifetime after lifetime. And it's mostly all crap. We do not always need to be aware of this process for it to work. Simply put, whatever we're thinking about, that's it, is what is being manifested. Now, tricky part is, what are we always thinking about? Where is our attention most of the time? These are crucial questions one must ask oneself to comprehend the fact that what we're creating and why we're creating it. We are always manifesting something. We are never not manifesting. We're always manifesting. Whether it is a computer, a compulsive worrying habit, an intimate relationship, our next meal, world peace, whatever we think about will grow and become our experience more frequently down the road. Now the big question is, are we clear about what we want to manifest and what we do not want to manifest? Are we really clear on that? Don't rely on the mind. It's not going to give you the answers that you're seeking. Heart mind, the God that you are, the pure consciousness. See, because the ego mind, it's going to make you think, well, I'm not going to, no way. And all of us always will, forever, beyond, and forever, this innate ability to materialize thoughts into physical form. And can improve upon this gift by learning how to harness the power of the mind. See, we master the mind. How do we do that? Meditation. This simple meditation, not complicated at all. Anybody can do it. You find a quiet space. You move yourself into a comfortable position. For you, everybody's got a little difference here and there. And then you begin to relax into the body and focus on the breath, rising and falling. And you're as still as a statue. Breath rising and falling. This way, what are you doing? You're leaving the ego mind alone. You're leaving its mind chatter alone. You're leaving all of the things that come with it. The worry, stress, fear, anxiety, anger, all of it. Gone. It's not there. In this space that you've created for yourself. Why isn't it there? Because the ego mind is not in the heart mind. It is not in the now. It does not exist there. It exists in yesterday and tomorrow, where most of us usually are. Yesterday and tomorrow. Not a negative, but we become aware of it. And so we leave the ego mind alone and all that stuff and focus on the now. This way we can watch the ego mind. We can watch how it operates. We're not judging it, we're watching it. This is how we learn. When you watch something like a video, you want to learn how to do something right, you want to find out how to do it, so you watch a video. Might be on YouTube. And you learn how to do something that you didn't know how to do before. At first, your ego mind's going to say, oh, it doesn't matter. You see, he or she knows what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to mess it up. That's ego mind. Instead, from heart mind, you watch it, you learn it, and you do it. That's all of us. Oh, I was never built that way, or I don't have what you have, or I don't know how to do it. All of these ego mind things kick in. Anything's possible. So we learn how to do this. We learn how to master the ego mind. Number one, huge priority for any of us, by watching it and learning from it. And then when you watch it and you begin to learn from it, then you're able to begin to master it. And then slowly but surely, it doesn't have, you're no longer its slave. You're moving out of that. And it's starting to follow your direction through your heart mind. See, the heart mind directs the ego mind at that stage, not the other way around. And in this same space, we become mindful of our thoughts. You see, when we have thoughts come in, I've said this before, we believe that those thoughts are ours, right? No reason not to. But in reality, they are not ours. They are other people's thoughts. You imagine how many thoughts are on this planet? How many thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, billions of years? All these thoughts, where are they? They're here. They didn't go anywhere. So this is why we have over 60,000 of them replaying every single day. They're not our thoughts. How do we know that? Our thoughts are sent out. We create our thoughts through the heart mind. And then they're sent out to the universe. Thoughts that come in are not ours. Even though they're so tricky, they're so slippery, that a lot of the times we embrace them as ours. And then we manifest them, we create them into reality, and we experience them. This is why sometimes you'll do that not knowing, but you'll do it, you'll bring a thought in, and you'll embrace it, and you'll move it into reality, and as you're doing that, you're going, and in your heart mind, right, you get this feeling like, I don't know about this. This doesn't seem right. Have you ever done that? You know, this thought comes in and you embrace it, and then you create it into reality and you start to experience it. You go, this doesn't feel right. And it's not a feel. In other words, it's not a feeling right because you've never done it and it's a good thing. It just doesn't. Through the heart mind, it doesn't register. And then you begin to realize, you say, well, this isn't my thought. Well, I don't care to engage it. I don't even care to entertain it. And it goes away. So you can see the variance there. You creating your own thoughts, sending them out to the universe, and then billions of other thoughts that have assembled on this planet for a very long time that run through us every day. And through meditation, committed meditation, because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. And you enjoy it, then you get into the comprehension of saying, well, then I'm learning about the ego mind, which is great. I'm also learning to embrace all the good parts and bad parts of me. Okay? Huge. It's all about you. I've said this forever. It's all about you. Not about anybody else. It's about you. It's about what you determine, what you decide, what you want. Nobody else. And when we can start mastering manifestation, see, with all of this, it's a step-by-step understanding, comprehension of it. We all have the ability. It's an innate ability. We materialize thoughts into physical form and can improve upon this by learning how to harness the power of the mind. You harness the power of the mind through the heart mind, not the ego. All that is needed is total surrender to the idea, feeling, and experience of what you want to manifest as if it is already here now. Because you know what? It is. You just haven't opened the door to it. All of it. You're the universe. The universe is you. How can any of us not be abundant? Well, if you're programmed and trained to believe the cynicism and the doubt, fear, worry, and the stress about not having, why do you think this civilization doesn't have? That's the only reason. Oh no, it's the bad guys. Oh no, it's all this evil and everything. No, it isn't. Wherever we put our attention, it is manifested, and then we experience it. And I will say that forever because it's for us to embrace that, not fight it. Instantaneous manifestation occurs when we can hold this sensation and continuously release the emotional negativity and resistance to having it be real. When there is zero resistance, total openness to the infinite possible ways it can happen, and there's zero resistance, total openness in the infinite possible ways it can happen, and a deep knowingness that your desired outcome has already manifested on some level for you in the here and now. Then it has to manifest for you instantly. Now the ego mind, it's going to fight you every inch of the way. And it's going to tell you, this is impossible, ridiculous, or miraculous. Yet it is as natural as the warmth from the sunshine above. So you surrender to it all. Sit back and enjoy the ride. And ask yourself these questions. You ask yourself as often as you choose, where is my trust level in myself, my faith level, and my confidence level? If I were to use a percentage factor of like 0 to 100%, where is it? And remember, you are gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Where is it? And then you go, okay, so honestly, this is where it's at with me. And then you look at why it's at where it's at. Where are those three percentage-wise with this universe? Another question you ask. Because let's say that you are 50-50-50, faith, confidence, and trust, and with yourself. Where's that going to be with the universe? 50-50-50. Or let's say 10-10-10, wherever it's at. The only reason, and this is it, that the civilization is in lack of and survival, is because it doesn't know its own power of creation. That's the only reason. It doesn't know its own power of creation. Well, it's pretty obvious to understand why that is. As babies, we were programmed as open vessels. We took everything and anything, all of it in, and our subconscious mind recorded every single bit of it and replays it at random. When we genuinely, when we're not fearful and we are in the now and we have left the ego mind alone, we begin to discover our true existence. And as we do, and it's all by choice, it's going to take every ounce of courage that you can muster. See, we can, right now in this very moment, we have this innate ability to materialize thoughts into physical form. Materialize thoughts into physical form. And can improve upon this by learning how to harness the power of the mind. This is what we're doing. Check inside of you to see where your trust levels are at. And then practice feeling trust all through your body. Practice trusting in the perfection of this life in each moment until your trust meter reaches 100%. The goal is to live every day of your life with your trust meter relaxed and resting at 100% all the time, no matter what occurs. Devote the next 7 days of your life to seeing how high your body-mind can vibrate on the trust meter. Do everything you can to imagine everything you can that feels peaceful, healing, and exciting for your soul. Do what will bring you more trusting energy and trust that everything that occurs is the right thing to occur. When you devote your life to growing this trusting feeling, then this life will devote itself to growing its trust in you. Now I'm not saying that our lives are, flat or whatever, but we learn so much. We pick up so much, which is phenomenal. We're in the mire, and we're learning to step out of the mire permanently. That's pretty much it. And it depends on our perspective, how we view things, and how we feel about ourselves, genuinely. You can conquer almost any fear if you will only make up your mind to do so. For remember, fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. Dale Carnegie. It's the mind that does it to us. That's where we get our fear, worry, stress, anxiety. That's where we're in a constant circle jerk and yesterday and tomorrow, for the most part. How many times, ask yourself, how many times have any of us been stopped dead in our tracks because of a thought called fear? How many times? Where would we be today to say that we were fearless and unstoppable? Where would we be in this very moment? What dreams would we have manifested? This thought, right? This thought we call fear is the most debilitating energy that we all face on a daily basis and can create a mountain out of a molehill. And by learning how to transcend those thoughts, fears, we can open up doors to success in areas of our lives we have never imagined were possible. Knowing the secret to being fearless, we will start living our dreams and having the life that we truly desire. So in this time of greatness, this time of magnificent transformation for the civilization on this planet, okay? Those with the ego mind front and center are going to do what? Inevitability. They are going to have this thought. They're going to send this thought out to the universe, which we call fear. Almost like on steroids. And then one might say, so really, what is, we know fear is a thought, right? What is fear? None of us are exempt from it. Fear is an emotional response that happens when we imagine or believe that something is going to harm us in some way. Now, it can be healthy when it provides the valuable service of keeping us safe from physical dangers, such as a hungry mountain lion or stepping in front of a high-speeding truck. It activates our adrenaline glands so that we can fight or take flight. It does have its place in this wildly active world we're in, we live in, and thus does keep us alive. So there is a positive with it. But however, it is more often a life-defeating energy when we overreact to situations and experiences that hold no real danger. For instance, starting from a thought, the greatest fear people have, and this is strange. Will you ask somebody, could you get up in front of several thousand people, or 100, or 50, or 20, and give a presentation, a speech, a communication? Could you? Now, ask yourself, if you freeze to that, which many people do, you freeze to it. Ask yourself, sitting with yourself, why? You look at this thought that you brought in as a fear, and then you say to yourself, okay, no, I don't care to do that, to get up in front of a bunch of people, and talk, communicate, or whatever, dance, sing, whatever. So you sit down and say, all right, you fear front and center. So why am I fearing this? What are the avenues that cause this thought to generate the fear? It's amazing what happens. And here's the kicker to it. From what I've shared so far today, remember, you can look into a corner of space and create particles. They'll start appearing. Remember that. All of us can do that. Easy, easy. So what do you think happens when we have this thought, right? And this thought is, okay, there's thought of fear, thought of stress, so on and so forth. This thought is fear. So this thought comes in, and the fear is there. What happens? What are we focused on? Fear. We're focused on the fear, aren't we? And what does that do? Well, the universe sees that and gives us more. Isn't that wild? We get more of it. All of us, at one time or another in this life alone, have had sleepless nights. Why? Fear of something coming or happening. Fear. Even when, have you ever been where everything just clicks? You ever been in that space? We all have, at least once in this lifetime, where it just all clicks. It's not like you're forcing anything or trying to manifest. It just clicks. It all flows. Everything falls into place effortlessly. And you're like, wow, this is great. But it doesn't last. Why is that? Fear, the thought of fear. That's why it doesn't last. We take it away. We do it. There ain't any boogeyman out there that's doing it to us. We're doing it. And it's to discover that. You begin to realize and say, okay, wait a minute here. It's like, okay, for example, you say, you're with a group of people, right? And they want to bungee jump off of this bridge in a canyon. Now, you've kind of heard about bungee jumping, right? What is that? Well, it's an elastic rope, for a better choice of words, that you hook on with you hook it on your body and you attach it firmly to another article like the bridge, the railing, whatever, and then you jump off. And you're with a group of people, and they're saying, "Come on, yeah." And you go, and I'll watch. You ever done that? I'll watch you. Then, and I'll decide. So you're watching these people freely jumping off this bridge on a bungee cord, right? And they're going off like it seems like they have nothing attached to them. And then, of course, they bounce and they're yelling, "Hey, it's great!" You, on the other hand, are this fear, this thought comes in. What happens if it breaks? Then I have to leave the body. These fears start coming in, don't they? And then you say to the people, well, what if it's not tight enough? Or what happens if it messes up? Oh, no, it's really safe. That's a prime example of this life. We create fear, which stops us from expanding beyond our comfort zones and learning that we are the masters and commanders of our lives. We really are. Not just a statement, it's a truth. We are masters and commanders of our lives. We are master manifestors. And we're learning this by choice. Okay? No one's forcing us to learn this. We want to learn it. We're ready to learn it, to embrace it 100%, to get our trust meter, faith, and confidence meters up to 100% with ourselves. And then that means the universe 100% on all three. Which also means that we know that we have thoughts that create fear and other things too. And then when that comes in, we address it. Okay, now, why am I fearful in this position, this situation right here? What is it that I fear? And here's where we surrender. All of it. We surrender the fear, we surrender it all. And we feel like this huge release. This lightness comes in. Buoyancy. And we feel great. Someone might say, you say to them, do you ever fear? No? And they'll say, no, for the most part, I have overcome my fears. Sometimes it'll slip in. But for the most part, no. There's no reason for me to fear. I cannot be destroyed. Now see, our attachment to the body causes us the thought that we bring in and turn it into fear. Okay? We have that thought, we create it, and we send it out to the universe. Now imagine this. We've got all these other people's thoughts flowing, swimming around. It's like clouds in the sky floating by. Now, most of us don't even know those aren't our thoughts, but a lot of us will grab those and bring them in, create them into reality, and experience them. Now, it may seem to some of us that, wow, this is really micromanagement. Man, this is heavy-duty stuff. This is overwhelming. And the ego mind's creating that because it doesn't really care to have you engage in that journey. Because it then becomes, eventually, no more. So in a quiet time of this meditation, focus as your breath is rising and falling and you're in a comfortable position, you're still as a statue, you're relaxing into the body. Understand, comprehend that you create all your fears. And then if you have a fear, right in this very now moment, ask it to step forward. So that you are experiencing, like we all are, why is this fear here? You know, let's open the lid and look into it and see what this fear is about. You'd be amazed what happens each time you do that. On anything. It's like you feel joyful. You create that thought. You send it out to the universe. And you feel joyful. So you say, I want to know why I feel joyful. That's spectacular once you fold into that. Because that's coming from the God that you are. You see how this is all perfect. It is designed by this universe. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. Easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Relaxed into the body, focusing on your breath rising and falling. Inside of us, there are neglected, abandoned, and unlovable orphans that do not have a home. For years, we have avoided these parts, told ourselves that we are okay when we honestly feel that we are not. Our job is to find and love these parts of ourselves who do not feel lovable. Reach inside and embrace these damaged parts of yourself. Show them how to feel love. Do not expect anyone else to do this job better than you. Open your self-loving superpower. Be with what you cannot be with. Face whatever sadness you are avoiding and running away from today. Stop every outward action and just truly connect with you. Make time to really be with your heart. Connect with the innermost being. Do you have anything more self-loving, kind, and healing planned for your day? Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night the following morning. We will return here Monday, July 15, 2024. A little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's happening outside of you or inside of you. Open your heart, let the magic flow in.